Hey everyone, ready to dive in. Today we're looking at AI and finance.
Yeah, AI in finance, specifically how researchers are building these simulations, to try and mirror like the stock market and stuff.
It's wild. Our deep dive today comes from it's this paper. It's called TwinMarket, a scalable behavioral and social simulation for financial markets. Sounds kind of dry, but trust me, this is cool.
Yeah, no, it's super interesting. And it's not about like predicting stocks or anything like that. It's more about, how all the individual decisions and the social parts of it like come together to actually make the market, move.
So what is this TwinMarket thing?
It's like imagine the stock market, but instead of people, it's all these AI agents, and each of them is powered by GPT-4o.
Okay.
And they're not just random. They each have a persona, like based on real investor data.
Hold on, personas. So like they have personalities or something.
Yeah, they have different strategies, like how much risk they like, even biases, just like real people.
So some are like super into fundamentals and others are like chasing the hot stock, like whatever's trending.
Exactly. Some hold on to their losers too long, just like we see in the real world.
Oh, I know those types.
Yeah, and they use this belief, desire, intention framework. So they take in information, form beliefs about the market.
Right.
They have desires, like wanting to make money, obviously, and then they actually do stuff buy, sell, all based on that.
Okay, I'm following. But they don't just like exist in a vacuum, right? I mean, there's the whole social aspect.
Oh, yeah. Big part of this, they're all connected, like on a little social network, sharing their analyses and stuff.
So just like real investors, they're all talking to each other, influencing each other.
Exactly. That's how trends form, how rumors spread, and that's what makes the market so interesting to study, right?
Totally. So, okay, we've got these AI investors, we got personalities, they're making decisions, chatting it up. What happens when you set this thing in motion?
Well, one thing they found, and this is pretty wild self-fulfilling prophecies.
Oh, you mean like if enough people think something's going to happen?
It actually does. Yeah, exactly. So, like, imagine some of the agents start getting optimistic. Maybe they see good numbers or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
They start buying,
Okay, so prices go up.
and that makes them even more optimistic, so they buy more. And boom, bubble.
And we all know how bubbles end.
Right. Not great. But here's the thing. It's just like in the real markets, it's those human emotions driving things.
Not just cold, hard numbers, but how we feel about them.
That's it. And it's not just bubbles either. They found all these other patterns that show up in real markets, like volatility clustering.
Volatility, what now?
So, like, you'll have these periods where things are pretty calm, and then suddenly, bam, prices are swinging all over.
Makes you want to hide under the bed with your cash.
Right. But the cool part is the AI market does this without being programmed to. It just emerges from how they're all interacting.
Wow. So it really does act like the real thing.
It's kind of spooky, right? Makes you think.
So, okay, we've got AI investors making opinions, spreading rumors, creating bubbles. Did the researchers like stir the pot a bit, with some fake news?
They did. They wanted to see how misinformation spreads, so they dropped in some false rumors.
Ooh, I love it. What kind of rumors? Give me the good stuff.
Well, there was one about a big tech company going bankrupt, and another, like, there's this shortage of some crucial material, the kind of the stuff that could really spook the market.
Yeah, that'll do it. Okay, so how'd the AI investors react? Did they freak out?
Oh, yeah. It caused all sorts of chaos. First, like, their beliefs about the market totally diverged. Some bought into the rumors, others didn't.
Ah, so echo chambers, just like we see online.
Exactly. And because of that, there was a ton more buying and selling, all this volatility, like the sell-buy ratio that measures, how much selling is happening, it doubled.
So the market's all over the place.
Total turbulence, prices tanked. I mean, these AI guys, they panicked just like real people.
Wow. So even in a fake world, fake news is bad news.
Seems like it, right? Really shows how powerful information can be, even when it's not true.
Makes you wonder about us, like, are we really any different from these AI investors just reacting to whatever we see and hear?
That's a good question. It does make you think, doesn't it? It really does, yeah. I mean, the fact these AI agents, with their little personalities and all, can do that makes you think human psychology, it's a bigger deal in the markets than we maybe want to admit.
Yeah, it's not all just spreadsheets and algorithms, right? It's fear and greed and all that good stuff.
Exactly, and that's why TwinMarket, it's so cool. You can see those things play out, in this, like, controlled space. They can tweak the variables, add some new info, and see what the agents do, like a little financial lab.
So cool. Can they, like, predict the actual market with this?
Not exactly predicting, but it helps to understand, what makes the market tick. They can look at different policies, see how those affect things. Like, what if interest rates change or some new regulation? Does it stabilize things or make them worse?
A little sandbox for policymakers, huh?
Yeah, exactly. They can try things out without, breaking the real economy.
Smart. You said earlier they ran it with 1,000 AI agents, right? What's the point of making it so big?
Well, the bigger it is, the more realistic it gets, closer to, the real markets with all their complexity. And as computers get more powerful, who knows? Millions of agents, maybe even billions.
Whoa, like a digital twin of the whole financial system.
That's the idea. Imagine seeing how, like, a trade war would play out or some big natural disaster. So much to learn from that.
Yeah, but is that like a little scary too? If we can build a virtual world that acts so much like our own.
It's a big question, right? Where does the simulation end and reality begin? But for now, I think it's about using these simulations to understand, complex systems, finance, climate, even social networks. It lets us ask what if on a whole new level.
So it's a tool, not a replacement, right? For human judgment.
That's it. A way to make better decisions, not just in finance, but anything where there's like a system at play and you're trying to figure out the future.
Lots to think about. But before we get too philosophical, I want to bring it back to the listener. What's the big takeaway here?
I think, even with all the data and algorithms and stuff, it's still about people. TwinMarket shows that, right, markets, they aren't got these like cold machines. Our emotions, our biases, they all play a part.
Totally. It's easy to forget that. There's real people behind every trade, every decision.
Right. And that's what makes these simulations so powerful. You can actually see those connections, how one little choice can snowball into something huge.
So it's like AI can help us understand ourselves better, not just replace us.
Exactly. A new way to see the world, reveal those hidden patterns and stuff.
This has been awesome, but before we wrap up, I gotta ask, if we can learn so much about finance with this, what else could we use it for? What other big, messy systems?
Oh man, the possibilities. Traffic, disease outbreaks, even climate change, Anything where people are involved, you can model it. See how things might play out.
Wow, that's pretty mind-blowing, like we're just scratching the surface here.
For sure. Who knows what we'll discover next?
Well, on that note, to all our listeners out there, keep exploring, keep asking those questions. The future's wide open, and AI is going to be a big part of it. Until next time, keep diving deep. See AI.